Good morning. This is going to be the all signs video, and I'm going to try to get Gemini done today. I didn't get back till Monday, and then yesterday I was able to make my twin flame video, but I probably should have waited because I had more downloads and more clarity come through last evening. So I probably should have waited. I might make another one of those maybe here in a day or two. I hope you guys had a good week last week. I had a bit of a challenging week with a lot of triggers and whatnot, and I do feel better now that I'm to the other side of it. I am pretty connected this morning. I've been meditating most of the morning. I did a lot of meditating yesterday. I feel like I walked through another door, and my consciousness has been raised quite a bit, and I do feel like I said, I'm more connected to my soul energy. I've really been seeing it work, and it really is quite miraculous. We had quite a few cards fall out. Almost too many. So I am going to use that energy to do this reading this morning. This is, if I didn't say, this is the all signs reading. I think I did say that. So I'll go ahead and pull the cards, and then I'll pull clarifiers as I go. I feel like that one wants to come out. Excuse me if you hear my stomach growling. I haven't eaten anything yet. I haven't had much of an appetite lately with this new shift in consciousness. I don't usually listen to a lot of videos. I usually connect to my own inner guidance, but I spent the day yesterday listening to Eckhart Tolle and Alan Watts and Abraham Hicks. I listened to Abraham Hicks pretty much all week last week, especially, to help me with my triggers, because I was really triggered real bad. And I have said this before, it's one thing to talk about spiritual principles, but when you actually experience them firsthand and you actually make them work for you, and you actually see it at play. I know I have to learn by doing. I can hear it all day long. You can tell me all day long how to do something, but until I actually experience it, I'm not going to learn it. So I definitely learned by doing, and I definitely did learn by doing last week. I do feel like it was life-changing, because I feel a lot different now. In spite of, like I said, the triggers and stuff, I feel like it was divinely guided. So enough about that. And Nine of Pentacles, gratitude. Basically, the message that I'm getting with this is to, and I have said it before, stop focusing on what you don't have. Because when you focus on what you don't have, you have more of what you don't have. Really take a look at all of the times that the universe has come through for you. And really start to show gratitude for little things. Start a gratitude journal if you have to. I know I have one, and I try to write 3 to 4 things a day. My camera looks kind of funky. Hopefully you guys can see me. Try to write down 3 to 4 things a day to be grateful for. And this is how you will start to align to more goodness in your life. Because I've said this before, whatever you focus your energy on will grow. And this is one way or another. Either it's the lack of something or the abundance of something. So focus on what you have the abundance of, because I'm here to tell you that your own soul energy has no limits, and it can make miracles happen for you in so many ways. We are just a particle. We are just a piece of the universe. But we broke off from the universe. We were broken off from the universe. And so we have that co-creative ability. We have that power. And even though I said we're broken off of, we're still whole and complete, and we're still connected. That's just the 3D illusion, is that we're separate now, and we're not separate. We never have been separate. But in order to be able to experience that illusion of separation, that duality, we had to be, this had to happen this way. We had to be a particle that appeared to be separate from the universe, and then we had to go through the spiritual awakening where we wake up and remember that we never were separate. Practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Sorry, I need to put my glasses on. And basically the message that I'm getting with this is through meditation. A lot of times meditation is very hard for people because we're so mindful. We've got so much going on in our heads. And we're always trying to figure out what we need to do next. What do we need to do next? Did I do this last thing that I did? Did I do that right? Did I mess shit up? Kind of going back over mistakes, that were perceived mistakes that we thought we made, or worrying about the future. And basically, meditation will help you connect to the present moment. And I have talked about this before, about when you're sitting, try to touch what you're sitting on. Try to take in all of the sounds, try to take in all the smells, all of the sights. And you don't have to sit there and hum or chant. Just really be present. And after a while, this presence will become second nature, like this practice. Like when you practice a skill over and over again. Practicing this being mindfulness will become second nature. And you'll get to the point where you can really step outside of yourself and really see your thoughts. And that person that sees your thoughts, observes your thoughts, is your soul. That is your soul. So if you can practice, do this practice, like the next time you start overthinking or you start having negative thoughts, look at yourself, look at it from like a different perspective, like you're from the outside looking in, and really be observant of what you see. And if it's a fear, ask yourself, okay, what is the worst possible outcome? If this shit happened, let's say, worst possible scenario, this shit happened today, how would I feel? And really face that shit. And when you face that, that observer is your soul. We have the world card, and I'm going to get a clarifier for that. And the world card, it says regeneration. And the world card is a very positive outcome. And with the regeneration, I do feel like, the collective consciousness of humanity is ascending right now. Like everyone. People can't even deny it, that we are ascending. Let me get my little book because, let's see which one this one is. This is never mind. 1111, twin flames. The reason why humanity is ascending like never before is because if you are on a twin flame journey like I am, and I know not all of you are, not everyone resonates with this. If you do, then do check out my twin flame videos, although the last two were a little rough. I told myself this morning, maybe I should have waited until I was more solid before I started doing twin flame videos, but I thought I was. But the very fact that I thought I was from the ego. When you think you're ready and you're balanced and you're whole and you're complete, which you are. But sometimes you have to be knocked off your square so that you can see that there's more work to do. And that's fine, because you know what? We don't want to be stagnant. We want to continue growing and having soul expansion. But what I was saying about twin flames is when that particle breaks off that I said from the universe, it's more like two particles, because everybody's soul has two parts. Everybody's. That's how we were created, in order to experience duality here in this 3D planet, this 3D realm, this 3D dimension. But because before we came here, all we knew was that pure love source energy. And I describe God as being like this ball of energy, this power strip in the sky that we all can plug into. Well, it's almost like we all are cords. So instead of like looking at it like a particle, look at it as like a device that has two cords, and that's you and your twin flame. And some people have had the soul recognition with their other self, and this has been a catalyst for many of us for spiritual awakening. I know I lost my mom, and 2 years later I had soul recognition with my twin flame in the physical world. Understand you're always together, but when you recognize each other in the 3D, it's like you start awakening from a deep sleep. For some people, spiritual awakening comes from trauma. Like I said, I lost my mom. It was very traumatizing. She and I had a very strong codependency. We were very codependent on one another. It was almost a toxic cycle. When she died, I just was like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I've never had to do shit on my own as far as, I'd always been pretty independent, but that cord had never been cut between me and my mom. And when she died, it was almost like the umbilical cord had been cut for the first time. And I feel like that really was the original catalyst for my spiritual awakening, because I started going through, these weird changes, like weird shit, like dressing in vintage clothes and listening to different music than I'd ever listened to. It was really weird. I got pictures on Facebook when I kind of went through like my progression. It was really weird. No judgment, just weird. 3 of Wands, motivation. And I am going to pull a card for this because, I like my clarifiers. Whatever one was trying to come out will come back out again. That was too many. Alright, so 3 of Wands, motivation. So I am feeling like for a lot of you, your spiritual awakening, the motivation has been carrying connections, has been possibly a twin flame, catalyst, awakening, soul recognition event. Because I have said before, I feel like a lot of the people that watch my channel are on a soul twin flame journey, or they're about to be. Because like I said, everyone is and has a twin flame, but everyone is not on a twin flame journey. This also could be, self-improvement, self-improvement to save a relationship, or you're trying to call in a soulmate. You're trying to call in this caring connection through the law of attraction. And I'm getting that maybe this is your intention. The key is to not need it. The key, and I have said this before, is to be whole and complete in yourself. And this vibration in itself will attract everything that you want. Money, love, true love, not that fake codependency shit. But basically, this involves you having faith. You have to get to the point where you realize, your soul is orchestrating everything that's happening in your life, because your soul is how you manifest. Because your soul is directly connected to the universe. Because understand, you're a divine being having a human experience and not the other way around. So you have to trust your own soul, your own inner self. And you have to know that it knows what's best. And that anything that's happening right now, even if it looks like, man, like that's real shitty, I don't like that. you have to know that it is guiding you to where you need to be. You know, maybe someone was removed from your life and you were really upset about it. But the message that's coming through was that that person was not for you. This caring connection is coming. I feel like that has to do with this World card. And possibly even you're maybe about to embark on a twin flame journey. You start seeing the 1111. That's a real good indicator because that's the activation code. But everyone else, you know, besides your other self, everyone else are like soulmates. So, you know, you have anyone that you come in contact with is a soulmate. And I talk about soul family all the time. And soul family you travel with through the different dimensions. Different, and you know, the different timelines. I'm always talking about the timelines, and I do plan on doing a past life reading hopefully this week, because I haven't done one in like a month, and I do really enjoy doing those. I might do one tomorrow. And so your soul family travels with you, and they play different roles on different timelines. So I am feeling very strongly like this person's coming in. This is going to be someone that you've known before. Your soul will recognize them. I know I've had people that I've ran into before that have been like, you know, my soul instantly, like my lawyer, for instance. My soul instantly recognized it, and he recognized me too. It was the weirdest thing because we met, and we had this instant connection where we just almost were like mesmerized with each other. And yeah, my lawyer, my paid lawyer, my public defender, you know, because I've talked about, you know, my legal problems and whatnot. But yes, I do feel very strongly like he and I had known each other before, and this happens. And basically, I've heard before that anyone that you come in contact with is soul family. And I do believe that because I've talked before about the demos. Like, you have demos because we simulate our reality. And so on this particular demo that you're having right now, everyone that you walk, even someone that you pass on the street, you know, look at them as like extras in like this play that you're in. They're like extras. So if you can resonate with that, we have the Eight of Cups, change. And so there is change coming in. So once again, if somebody has left or you have walked away, I feel like for some of you, you've walked away from a situation. Put yourself first. Good for you, because that is how you begin to learn love, is by loving and accepting yourself and putting yourself first and having healthy boundaries. Being like, look, you know, this is not good enough for me. I deserve more. I'm not going to continue to hold on to this person because I like the way that they used to make me feel. And they haven't made me feel that way for a long time, but I keep hoping if I keep doing enough, if I keep trying to earn their approval, then they will give me back what they used to give me. You know, it's almost like chasing a high. I had a lot of clarity come through on Monday about addictions. And codependency is nothing more than addiction to a person. And we get addicted to substances and to people because of how we perceive that they make us feel. Well, those feelings originate within ourselves. And I have talked about this before, that you can basically generate any type of feeling you want because those feelings come from you anyway. So if you can even learn to do that, I had watched this Law of Attraction video back in 2017. I wish I could find it again. And it really helped me at the time because I was really heartbroken. And said, if you can, okay, pick a memory that you have of this person that you have this codependency with. And you'll know if it's a codependency because it'll be those ups and downs, that roller coaster ride where you just feel like you can't get off of. You just feel very addicted to it. It feels very toxic and it's very draining. But in the very early stages of releasing this, you know, and as you're detoxing, what you can hold on to is to find a memory, a good memory that you had with that person. Okay? And how did you feel at that time? Now detach from the person. Don't attribute this feeling to the person. Attribute this feeling to how you felt at the time and give that feeling to yourself. Just while you are kind of detoxing, because we go through a detox phase when we cut people off, just like you go through a detox from substances. And sometimes an addiction to people can be worse than a substance, just because the substance can't call you up. I mean, sometimes it can, sometimes like someone that you used to get high with or drunk with or whatever can, reach out to you. But for the most part, this is something you chase on your own. It doesn't come back to you looking for you like, come back to me or whatever else. And it's real funny that I was talking about codependency and what I was talking about, because you see what the clarifier is for the Eight of Cups? Release your ex. It's time to clear your energy. And so like I said, while you're kind of detoxing from this, find a feeling. Don't attribute that feeling to that person, and give that feeling to yourself for a while. Check in with yourself daily. Ask yourself, what do you need? I know when I got home Monday evening, I laid in my bed and I literally just held myself. I laid in my bed and it just felt amazing. And I held myself and I thought about, how amazing I felt to myself. And sometimes you can do that. You don't need other people to do that for you. Learn how to give that to yourself. And once again, when you start overthinking and obsessing, practice being more present, and meditation will really help with that. It will really help to give you clarity and give you peace, and really step outside yourself and observe your thoughts from your soul. Page of Wands, creativity. Now's the time to really get in touch with what you really want. You've experienced, by contrast, what you don't want. And now you know what you do want. But in order to get what you want, you have to be able to give it to yourself first and be very comfortable being alone. This is key. You've got to be comfortable being alone. And this goes for anybody. Anybody. And, even psychologists will tell you that you've got to clear your baggage. You've got to clear your energy. Clear your energy before you move on to somebody else. You're going to carry all that over there with you. And I have talked before about clearing patterns. We're clearing ancestral patterns like never before. But as you clear all this conditioning, all this shit that is not you, and you strip away that layer of that onion that I have talked about before to get to the center, to the core of who you are, different things will resonate with you. Remember when I said that I was dressing differently and listening to different music? My ex-husband was like, what the hell is going on? She's completely changing. Within 2 years, we were divorced. When things no longer resonate with you, you will know on a soul level. I mean, you will know, because a lot of times we take on, we're codependent chameleons. You get into a relationship, they like certain things, or they're a certain faith, they have certain beliefs, and we take theirs on, because we want to blend with them. We want them to want us. We want to have stuff in common with them. And this is not being true to yourself. So when you actually end these cycles, you end these relationships, you actually walk away from something, you start to really connect to who you really are. Sorry, my dog's over here farting. It wasn't me, I promise. My boxer, and she looked at me like she didn't do nothing. So embarrassing. Cunning woman, silent, observant, wily. So what I'm getting with this card is that this is that observer. Remember I said to be the observer, and the observer is your soul? So really step back from, because Your feelings are nothing more than your belief in your thoughts. When you believe your thoughts, you have feelings about them. So the key is to stop the thoughts. And how do you stop the thoughts? By observing them from outside of yourself, and that is indeed your soul. And start replacing them with better thoughts. And better thoughts meaning, and understand, I know better, when you use the word better, it's judgment. With a different thought, with a higher vibrational thought. Replace it with gratitude. Gratitude really will ground you in the here and now. Because when you're showing gratitude, you're focused on the now and the present moment. And so really practice that gratitude and really practice not worrying about the future and not thinking about the past. If you can stay present in the now, and when I first started making videos, I really talked about this a lot. If you have not listened to The Power of Now, and I have, once again, I've even put the link in the video, in the description of the video before, by Eckhart Tolle. He talks about the fact that all you have is now. Like, even in the future is now. The past was now. The future's now, and you have the now moment. It's always the now moment, no matter where it's at. And so if you do not focus on the now, and if you do not focus on clearing out any type of self-limiting beliefs that you have, then the future will look the same way as it has before. We have the Ten of Cups completion. This is the end of the message that came through just really strong just now. This is the end of that codependent cycle you have been in. What you believe to be love. And now you have learned that it was not love. It was an addiction. It was an obsession. It was a need, a strong need. And so now you're ready for this, for a higher vibrational connection. I'm so proud of you guys. I am, because I feel this energy, and I feel like it's been painful. I know it's been very painful. I know it's taken a lot of really facing yourself, really taking an honest look, and that's not easy. And a lot of times that's why we get involved with other people, because we don't want to be alone with ourselves. We don't want to face ourselves. It gave me two. I'm going to take them. Reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So what I am feeling like is this is a reflective time. This is a reflective time where you finally are cutting cords with people, setting boundaries with people, learning to love yourself and put yourself first. And I hope that I've taught you guys how to love yourselves, because that's very important to me. And I'm learning as well. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. I've been that way lately. I'm sorry. Freedom, there's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. There is nothing standing in your way. You are free. You're a free soul. You're a free spirit. Whatever type of toxic situation that you have been in, or you've been connected to, or you've been addicted to, you are now free from that. And you're free to have any type of experience that you want. You can create it. You can create that. Because remember, you're connected to the universe. You're that power cord that's plugged. You can plug it in. And you can recharge your battery. And you can create any type of experience that you want whenever you want to. Let me pull this card. Sorry, I don't know why I got so emotional. Probably because I just experienced this as well. And the freedom just feels amazing. Just absolutely feels amazing. back, see. Dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world, there are consequences for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pay off. If some things seem a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you're facing, you can stop beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far-reaching consequences in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? How we adore you. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. I need to change my light bulb on my other lamp. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for hanging in there with me. Like I said, I did have a bit of a meltdown myself, and I thought, man, what kind of a teacher am I that I can't follow and practice what I preach? But everything happens for a reason. And now that I'm like almost to the other side of it, I feel so amazing. I feel better than I've ever felt, so there's no judgment. That's what I was talking about before. Everything is here to serve us. Everything, no matter what it is. Believe that and have faith. And thanks for watching. And if you would like to have a personal reading, I'll include that in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.